Good morning, all. It is Sunday, the 23rd of May. Tony Sycamore here, bringing to you 4 key charts of interest and some trade ideas for the week ahead. I want to start this week with the NASDAQ 500, which, as you can see here, broke below a fairly significant trend line about 2 weeks ago. And what you can see is that trend line has been retested. This is a classic setup. We get the break of the trend line, it retests the trend line break. So what I'm looking at here is a potential short trade in the NASDAQ, depending on where it opens, of course, on Monday. But if it was to open below here, I think you've got a nice little sell zone in the NASDAQ up into this area here with a stop loss much above 13,650-ish. I wouldn't want to see it get much above 13,650. In terms of the downside target, well, you can look no further than this 200-day moving average coming in around 12,500. So we're talking about a 1,000-point type trade here. Now, it's really a very attractive risk reward, but we do want to see it close below there and just give that trend line some room. Just put it up above 13,650 would be my preference, looking for a push lower, potentially down towards this 12,207 low. Gold on the weekly chart, what a lovely break. And this has been viewed for us as a correction the entire time. We saw this as a 5-wave impulsive move higher. This is the wave 3. And we saw the wave 4 pullback, the 1676 double low. Our thoughts the whole time there were, besides this false little break, were that we were going to see a push up towards this trend channel resistance. Now, it wasn't all smooth sailing, but now we're above here. It looks really, really good for a push up towards 1960-ish and then up towards the 2075 all-time high. This is the daily chart. Now, what am I seeing here in terms of the daily chart? At this point, I think we're seeing some sort of wave 1, wave 2, and this is a wave 3. It might go a little bit higher first, but I would love to see a pullback to be a buyer looking for this next leg higher. So this is a minor 5-wave advance I'm looking for. Then I'd expect to see a pullback, and then it goes again. So in a nutshell, very positive gold, just looking for a corrective pullback to buy in gold. Finishing up this week with a look at Bitcoin. Actually, no, 2 more charts. This is Bitcoin on the weekly chart. And as you can see here, we had a pretty nasty sell-off last week, fell about 36% from the previous week, but it picked up this trend line support coming from the COVID crash low at 3,850, picked it up really nicely at 3,066. So in that sense, the uptrend is still holding. Now, what I'd like to see to really confirm that this uptrend has held is a move back up above 48,000. If we could get above 48,000, then I think you could see a retest of this high. But there's still a lot of work to do here. A positive sign that it has held the uptrend, but inconclusive yet that we are going to see an imminent springboard back. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of a push maybe up towards 55,000 and then back and fill. We are seeing more rhetoric from the regulators. We saw comments out of China early last week. And then we saw a proposal from the Biden administration there that the IRS should be looking into all cryptocurrency transactions around that $10,000 mark. So there's certainly going to be some, I think that type of comment will continue in the near future. So I'm not looking for an immediate spring higher, but certainly I like what I see here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it push back up towards 50,000. After that, we'll just have to wait and see. Copper, the reflation trade has been a huge thematic since November last year. Here's November last year, and copper absolutely has exploded for good reason. There is a shortage of copper. We're talking about this EV revolution. 3 times as much copper goes into EV cars as it does in internal combustion cars. When we look at the technical setup here, you can see there's a really nice wave 1, wave 2. This triangular pattern was your wave 4. And what we're seeing here is a wave 5 on bearish divergence. So in terms of copper now, I think the risks are that we have potentially put a high, maybe there's just one more retest of this high. But for me, we're getting into an area now where I think copper starts to look a little bit toppy. And I'd be looking, if anyone is looking to get onto that reflation trade, and I still think there's really good reasons to get into that trade, we might be about to get that pullback towards 3,000. To 375 a pound. And that's where I'd like to be a buyer into this area here. Thank you very much for listening. If you like our videos, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel or check out our TECHFX Traders website for our reports and sign up for a free month, a 1-month trial. Thank you very much for listening.